If the thought of sending the kids back to school for in-person learning and the germs they may bring home has you concerned, listen up. Environmental toxin expert Tanya Harris is here to give us the dirt on how to keep our homes germ-free. Hello there.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, especially right now, I mean, thinking about germs and dirt and just any of that extra. We don't want it in our homes. So what are the steps that we need to help our kids when they get into the house from school or from anywhere outdoors to prevent those germs from coming in with them?
Right. Well, the first thing that I recommend is having a designated area that they can walk into as soon as they get into the house. Ideally, if it's a garage, you can hang some hooks, or it could be a mudroom. Just hang some hooks for each child, and then they can come in right away, and then they can take their shoes off, they can hang their backpack, their masks, their lunchbox, whatever they need to do. And then that way it really helps keep some of those germs that they're bringing in immediately right into an area that's easy to clean, and it helps contain the germs to one area of the home.
Yeah, and I definitely have my kids do that when they come into the house. But now, as we talk about going to that in-person learning, they have their backpacks filled with pencils and pens and all those school supplies, which in the past, may have been passed around. I know that schools now make a little bit more of a conscious effort for each kid to kind of have only their own supplies. But how do we keep germs away from those items?
Well, one thing I recommend too is when you are home, when they come home from school, they can take everything out of their backpack and have a designated area where they can study. And this is where they'll just take everything and put it down. And also, if you could have like a notebook with scratch paper or pens and pencils there that are just for home use, that will also help a lot, because we don't know, like you said, how many people are touching the pencils at school. So if you can have some at or near their study area, that's always a plus too. As many things as you can keep just for home use is great.
So you're saying like maybe have stuff that you just use at home, stuff that they're just using at school, and then just like when they walk in, have that certain place in the house. Sometimes though it can be hard to carve out that space in the home for them to do their work. Sometimes it's the kitchen table.
Right, exactly. So what I recommend is just bring it to the kitchen table. And again, that's the only spot. That way they know where they should sit. And as soon as they're done, you can disinfect the area. And also with their backpacks too, leaving those in an area, don't bring those in. And you can like just wash those once a week to help keep the germs down. Just follow the label instructions. But if they can just go back and forth from one certain area, even if it is the kitchen table, it's still containing the germs, and they know exactly where to go. And it's easy to just keep a pack of pens and pencils or colored pencils at or near the study spot.
Now, when we talk about cleaning, other tips, do you have any for how do we care for and clean some of the items? What about electronics?
Oh, sure. Yeah, because the cell phone, that's a great one. We can actually just wipe those down with alcohol wipes. Just a simple alcohol wipe will do it. And then same thing if you have a mouse or keyboard, just wipe those down with an alcohol wipe. Let those sit for a little while. With an alcohol wipe, you don't really need to rinse the area. But if you are disinfecting the kitchen table or their work area, just make sure to clean it first, because any dirt and grime or any germs in the area actually lessen the effectiveness of disinfectants. So if you can clean that first, wipe it up, then put the disinfectant down. You can use something as simple as hydrogen peroxide or rubbing alcohol, and just spray the area down and let it sit for about 10 minutes to actually disinfect, and then you can just wipe that up.
Yeah, because a lot of times people are worried about what types of cleaners to use, any additional toxins, and you actually have written a book kind of addressing some of these things.
Right, it's called the slightly greener method, and I kind of go through some of the toxins to get rid of in your home, but also just how to do cleaning, not a non-toxic clean, because it's actually so much easier than we think, and we can use things like hydrogen peroxide and rubbing alcohol and a steam cleaner. There's just so many different things that we can do, and DIY products too with baking soda and vinegar to degrease. It's kind of fun, and it's actually something the kids can help with, and it just makes, I think, cleaning a much more enjoyable activity.
Well,
It doesn't have to be as hard as
cleaning
we
fun
think it
and
is.
getting the kids involved. That sounds great to me. Tanya, thank you so much for sharing that with our audience today. And if you want to learn more about her book and tips, you can visit slightlygreener.com.